This girl I was just in love with as a child. I remember that I spit in her hair because I was so pent up
Oh man.
with wanting to just tell her that I liked her maybe or something.
Meeting new people, it's all about creating the opportunity. And what that means is essentially there's people out there who want to talk to you. There will be people out there who want to talk to you, but they can't talk to you because they're so scared to talk to you because they don't. I used to be nervous talking to women, and this is a clip from Theo. But here's the thing. I think this applies to both sexes, both men and women, surprisingly. Let's take a look at it.
I remember when I was young, I could not talk to girls. I just felt embarrassed. I couldn't talk to girls that I liked. That was the toughest part.
I quickly want to say that anytime I like a girl, I no longer try to talk to her. Because every single time I've liked a girl and I've tried to talk to her, I always come off as a creep. And that's mainly because I can't talk to them because I'm so nervous. But they don't know that. They think I'm just a guy trying to go up to them, trying to talk to them. And the reality is I'm trying to gather up my confidence and my courage to talk to that person, but it never comes off as that because they don't see the work I put in. Instead, they just see themselves as like being a victim of a potential crime in the near future, you know? And I don't blame them for that because of course you don't know me. You're not supposed to be thinking like, oh, look, he's here to be harmless. She has every right to put up those barriers, you know? So, and I've noticed that because I come off like that and I can't talk to the person, anytime I like a girl, I just throw those feelings away. I don't even give it a shot. I don't care if your philosophy is like, but then you'll never know. I don't care if I never know or not. Sometimes you're just not supposed to know because if you do attempt to get an answer, you could end up potentially, you know, facing a crime or whatever the case is because you never know, you know, like the person's probably going to feel threatened. Now, I don't know. I feel like this both can apply to both men and women, but I feel like it's a little more for men since men are seen a little more suspicious. They can be seen doing other things. And so me being a man, I have to be a lot more careful with the way I approach. And so I've decided that if that's going to be the case, I might as well just not approach then. If I like a person, I might as well just throw those feelings away. Because whenever I don't like a girl, I can easily just talk to them like, hey, you know, you're pretty cute. And, you know, it opens up an opportunity. And if they're willing to talk, they talk. If not, then I just move on. But with a girl that I like, I can't do that because I want to talk to her. So I just throw those feelings away.
I was just afraid. You know, I just had this thing built in my head that they hated me or that they just did not like me. And I remember one time, this girl I was just in love with as a child, I remember that I spit in her hair because I was so pent up with wanting to just tell her that I liked her maybe or something that I couldn't. So I just gathered every bit of genetic ability, liquid ability in my face and just deposited onto her head one time. And I ended up getting suspended for that. Dude, I went through a time where I was so nervous to talk to women. The only thing I could use were like shitty pickup lines, you know, garbage ones. You know, they had the one, are you a polar bear? Because you just, you know, I'm a polar bear. I'm about to break the ice, you know, that garbage, you know, verbal. And then I used to have this one line. In hindsight, this shit is horrible. I was like, let's play Hiroshima. I'll lay on my back and you blow the shit out of me. So that was...
That is so bad, man. Holy crap. See, now that kind of like, that comes off as like, you know, really bad vibes, okay? I'm not going to say it, but it comes off as really, really weird. And this is why I can't talk to girls I like, okay? Because I don't get as weird as this, but things can get weird because they don't know you. So for both guys and girls, you know, just be careful what you say, okay? take my advice. If you end up liking somebody, just stay away from them.
But I mean, that's where I was. I was at a point where personally I couldn't find a comfort level where I could speak to women. And how to get through that, I would find you have to get through it, and you're gonna have to practice. And what I would practice is listening. I'd practice listening, man. I think you could be thinking, because I personally used to think that I had to start the conversation every time. Sometimes you can just listen. Just listen. I mean, a lot of women, all they want is a man to listen to them and to care. And I think if you start with that, with the listening, then you'll eventually find spots where you can interject and offer something to the conversation, you know?
Real quick, I just want to say, yeah, women want to be listened to, but they don't want to be listened to too much, okay? I don't want to be listened to too much. I want to be heard, but at the same time, I want to contribute and tell the person what I'm about. If you ever talk to somebody, sometimes they'll be talking about themselves too much, and then like at least normal people, okay? I don't know about anybody else, but I know like everybody that has come into my life that like is, you know, level-headed. They're not, their mind isn't like, you know, up in the clouds or wherever the hell it is. They'll usually like be like, all right, man, like I just been talking too much. What about you? What about you? I want to know. I want to get to know you. Like, you ever had that before? Like whenever you're having a conversation, this isn't just with women, but it's with men as well. Like, like they'll tell you like, come on, what about you? What are you about? What else? You know? Because they want to know about you too. They don't want to just keep talking all the time. I don't want to just keep talking. There'll be people there that will just, I'll talk about myself and then they'll reply with just one word like, oh, okay, cool. How can I I can usually carry a conversation, but if I see that the person isn't asking questions, I'm just going to think like, oh, he's not interested in me. Because all he wants to do is, all I'm doing is just talking about myself or talking about things that I don't even know if you care about, you know? So there has to be a balance.
Oh. And also, if you're, and you can just try things also. If you want to try little things to talk to a woman, I would try little things like, what kind of candy do you like? You know, shit that like a 5-year-old would say. Because all it's about is starting the conversation. You don't need to think or worry 3 or 4 steps in advance. Just say hello. My name is so-and-so, you know?
Real quick, okay? Because I think like not a lot of people know what he's trying to say right here, okay? Now, I'm making a video on this because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't exactly know how to approach somebody. And I know how to start a conversation. I know how to, I don't know how to cold approach, okay? Cold approaching I just usually keep it at just one compliment, which is, you know, I think you're cute, or hey, excuse me, I like your shoes. I'll leave it at that, because we just don't do that here, at least here in the West Coast. We don't do that here, you know, at least I don't, and I wouldn't want somebody doing it to me, whether it's a guy or a girl. I'm not interested, you know. I'm trying to do my own thing, so I'll keep it simple, and the opportunity is there for the person to talk to if they want to. But overall, if you really want to get to know a person, if you really want to talk to a person, remember, it's all about finding common ground, because when you guys can find common ground, then it's a lot easier for you to be yourself and to be confident. Because guess what? When you guys find something in common, that means that you have found something that you're passionate about, which means that because you're talking about your passion, you're so much more confident and laid back because you know about the subject. Now you guys got something to talk about. So that's kind of what he's trying to say right here. Find common ground. Like, go up to the person, say what's up, and then the next step should be to find common ground, which you could do with Business Frog, which I'm going to be talking about a little bit more in depth. Oh my gosh. Business. Come on, man. Really? Right here. Family, recreation, occupation, and goals. So this is kind of like a formula, a blueprint. So whenever you're going to go up to somebody and talk to them, these are the 4 topics that should have, that your questions should be, what is it? How can I say it? These are the 4 topics that your questions should be about. So family, where are you from? Are you from around here? Do you have family here, or whatever the case is? Recreations, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do on your free time, or what is it that you're working on right now? Occupation, what do you do for a living? Where do you work at? You look like a business person. What do you do? And goals, where do you see yourself, like, in a company? Do you see yourself as manager, or whatever the case is? These are like really, this is like the blueprint to starting a conversation. And this is not meant to start a conversation. It's meant to find common ground. You want to find common ground. Now, if you don't care about finding common ground and your whole goal is just to get to know the person, like at a very superficial level, then by all means, use this. You still can, but the conversation is going to be very limited. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to get into it as much because I want to talk about Theo Von's story.
Just little things like that are really the starters. And you have to get your self-confidence up, because if you are thinking that women don't like you, then they're just going to sense that, because the thing is, they probably do like you.
The thing is that, like, what I found is that it's not that the girl won't like you. It's just that, like, the girl's gonna be thinking about herself. The guy, I don't know about the guy as much. I would assume that the guy will probably be the same way if the guy actually is pretty smart and has standards. Both guys and girls will probably be thinking to themselves, like, hey, you know what, man, I don't trust this person. This person's probably up to something. Because to me, if a really beautiful girl comes up to me, I'm not going to think, oh yeah, she's a really beautiful girl, man, today's my lucky day. I'm not going to be thinking that, because I'm going to be thinking, this girl's probably trying to rob me, because I don't know this girl. Why is this girl like out of my league, coming up to me, trying to get my attention? Perhaps she can be trying to be friendly and really does like me, but because I already have it in my mind that beautiful women are used for attracting males, and they're usually the victims of robberies and stuff like that. You think I'm going to take my risk? You think I'm going to take that risk? No, I'm not. If a beautiful girl is attracted to me, I'm going to be super suspicious. I'm either going to think she's trying to rob me, or there's somebody out there who is trying to film me to get a reaction out of me and turn me into a commodity or entertainment. I don't appreciate that. Like, I don't like that. So there's that. And also for the women are going to be looking at that as like, oh, like what if this guy, he's trying to like kidnap me, or he's trying to kill me, because femicide is a real thing. So we have our own reasons to be fearful of that. So I don't know if it's because they don't like you. I think it's just because they're trying to protect themselves. Everybody's trying to protect themselves. So I'm just kind of saying that.
They probably do. And you just have to find some ways to be comfortable around them. So comfortability will lead to communication. So if you can get to being comfortable, you're going to be in a good spot.
Usually, if you want to be comfortable with the person, the best thing to do is like continue to go to the same spots you always go to. Like, for instance, if you see a girl that you like and you go, but then again, like, you don't know this person. Usually, I try not to go up to people that I don't like. But usually, what I do is I go to restaurants over and over and over again, and then make friends with everybody. There's always going to be a pretty girl, a decently pretty girl in the restaurant, and you can talk to him, get to know the person. Remember, it's not about attracting the most beautiful, it's about getting to know a person, getting to know either the guy or the girl. Stop trying to like depend everything on looks. Instead, try to start making friends. If you see girls there, if you see a lot of girls at, like, let's say for instance at a restaurant, you see a lot of girls there, start going there often. You don't end up falling in love with any of the girls. Just go there often and just get to know them, see what they're about. The same thing with a girl. Find a place where there's a lot of guys. Usually at the gym, there's a lot of guys always working on themselves. Go up to them, just compliment them. That's kind of what I would do. If I go to a place frequently and I see frequent faces, I'm gonna go up to them and compliment them. I'm gonna start off with a compliment and then slowly just start talking to them as time goes by.
Now, you also, man, if you get hooked up on the drugs and that, you're gonna have to start weaning yourself off of that. If the only way you can speak to women is at a rave on ecstasy, dude, that might not end well. So I don't know if you need to put on some house music and suck on a Claritin or something at the house. or start to wean yourself off of that behavior, so you can create some regular behaviors where you're actually, communicating to women in a regular way, man. And you can find a girl that you already know, and it doesn't have to be one that you're sexually interested in, and just communicate, just listen, practice, bruh, practice. And also, you don't want to be in a spot where you just take any girl that will take you. And for years I spent time in that place, where I would just, any girl that would take me, I would accept. I would take, even if she didn't have some of my values or qualities or anything. I just felt so less of myself. And I'm not saying that you feel this way about you, but I felt so less of myself that I just felt like I wasn't worthy of someone who was good for me or who I was good for. I was just hopefully worthy of anyone. And that was not a fun place to be. And you end up with people that you end up with being in a match that's not a real match, because you want to end up, if you want to end up with a woman, and if you're looking for something long term, you're going to want to find a woman that's real. And if you don't always have to agree with girls, if they don't have your vibe, dude, then screw them. On to the next one, but just if you can get in your head that you have value and you have worth, which you do, bruh, you sound like a pretty legit dude, man. I'd probably go party with you, bruh. I'd probably do a couple bumps and put on a wig and let you practice conversation on me,
Yeah, just I can't really relate to the part where he says that he used to just pick up any girl and just hook up with them, or just be with any girl, and even though they weren't a match. Listen, I can't do that, dude. I can't. I have to get to know the girl, because if I don't, then it's just, I don't know anything about you, and I'm like taking a risk into the relationship. I think you guys have heard of a guy named Destiny. He said that he can't do that. He can't be their friends. Like, he has to just like go all in, and I just can't do that, bro. Like, what? He says that doesn't work. I'm like, what, bro? Like, have you even tried it? Cause I'm pretty sure he has, but like, I just can't do it, dude. I have to get to know the person, the girl, the guy. I have to get to know him, because I want to know who I'm hanging around with, so usually I'll just do that. That's the best I can do. I can't relate to it.
But you don't want to end up with someone who doesn't deserve you just because you're afraid to feel like someone does deserve you.
Yeah, that is hard. I got a couple of friends like that they just cannot move on from their girlfriends because they feel like they cannot get another girl, which is tough, man. Of course that one of my friends has a girlfriend who just has options like ready for her. She's already had guys in her DMs that are ready. Like, that poor guy, man. He just has like, he's at a disadvantage severely, because he can't go out and talk to girls. He just can't do it. And then like the girl already has guys coming up to him because she's a pretty girl. And here's the thing, not all girls are like that, okay? Not all girls, because I also have a friend who has a girlfriend that he's with, but she gets no attention. And the guy's the one who gets all the attention. He has so many girls like lined up, and it sucks, it just sucks. But nonetheless, yeah, that's point of this is that I wish you the best when you go up to them. It's all about just going up to the person and creating an opportunity. It's simple to listen to, but very difficult to understand. Because I could tell you that it's all like meeting new people, it's all about creating the opportunity. And what that means is essentially there's people out there who want to talk to you. There will be people out there who want to talk to you, but they can't talk to you because they're so scared to talk to you because they don't want to be rejected. So one of the habits that I've gotten used to is just going up to people and just complimenting them. That starts off conversations. If I like the person, if I see that he looks like a decent person, he grooms himself. This goes both for guys and girls. Okay, if I see that the person grooms themselves and they take care of themselves, then most likely they probably take care of other aspects in their life. So if that's the case, I try to go up to him and talk to him. I'll be like, listen, bro, I like how you do your hair. Like, I think that looks dope. It looks good on you. That's for a guy. A girl, I'll just go up to him and be like, excuse me, you're really cute. I don't mean to bother you, but I just want to let you know that. And that's it. I don't say anything else because I am not one of these like pickup artists that could just go up and just smooth talk a girl. I cannot do that because I don't know how to do that. And I don't want to know how to do it. I just want decent people in my life. I don't need like super talented, extraordinary people. I don't need that. I just want to go up to people that I think look nice. And yes, appearances do matter. Don't ever fool yourself into thinking they don't. They do. Absolutely they do. This doesn't mean that because you're a big girl or a big guy that I'm gonna have a problem with that. No, dude. Like, there could be people out there who are heavy set that I'll go up to them and talk to them. They're cool, I'm not completely unattracted to bigger women. I like big women. Sometimes they look attractive. Like, not too long ago I was attracted to this big girl over at the gym. It wasn't the fact that like she was super big. It was the fact that she was just out there just getting it done. I was like, dude, that's attractive. If I see you working out, that's attractive to me. I don't care what size you are. But now, of course, there is a limit to the size. I don't want you to be like super obese because then that tells me that you probably have problems in your life that you're probably running away from, and you're kind of using comfort. You're using food as comfort, which I don't want to deal with that baggage because I already have baggage of my own. All of us have baggage, and some of us have more than others. I feel like I have a pretty decent size. It's pretty healthy because I actually try to take care of all my baggage whenever I come across it. But there's some people out there who just don't take care of it. They just put it aside because they rather just do whatever the case is. Like, they'll either go have sex or they'll eat a lot and they just won't take care of it. So yeah, just kind of want to give you that. So anyways, yeah, hopefully this is eye-opening in some way. Yeah.